So today, YouTube, just want to talk about survival on the road after you leave your secure location. Let's say you've been there a couple of weeks and you're low on supplies and food. Now it's time for you to go. You're about to go on the road and you don't know exactly what to do. You check the communications around you and found out that it was a grid down situation. You don't know who's in charge. You got militias running part of the country. You got organized gangs with some members over 70,000 running part of the country. You got the military, what's left of our government running part of the country. Your country is like a bunch of city states now, and you don't know what to do. But you know you got to leave your spot. Okay, so first of all, first thing you got to do is you got to choose your allies. You got to choose who do you want to be with, who do you want to go on the road with. You don't want to go on the road with crazy people. I mean, that's just the bottom line. You don't want to go on the road with somebody that's out of the pocket. And if you like me, being a senior citizen, I want to go with the best people I can find. And I want to go with somebody I can trust. And trust is going to be the most important issue when you're on the road because let's face it, me not being the fastest person, I might get left behind. And if I do get left behind, I'm gonna have to know how to use camouflage and be able to hide. Okay, I mean especially in the city because I am in the city. And if I'm going to a new location or we're going out to find another stronghold to move other people to, especially if we have a larger group that we're part of and that we going out in search. Okay, we got to have a communication. We got radios with us, basically walkie-talkies and stuff like that, and we need to move the group because, like I said, we low on supplies and it's time to go. Okay, so another thing we're going to have to do is watch out for the vigilantes out there because the vigilantes could be worse than the marauders. You know, I mean, they think they're doing the right thing for the right reasons and end up doing something to you for the wrong reason. So you got to watch out for them. It's a trust issue. I mean, like I say, I would probably have to hide and use camouflage because running is not an option for me. Okay, and the best time for me to be moving is mostly at night. Okay, so like I say, you got to choose your allies wisely. I mean, if you're in a group, let's say a small family group, let's say maybe six, seven. Maybe you got a couple of neighbors that's in the group. Maybe you got 12, 13 of you, and half of the guys are either very young or very old, or you got senior citizens. Yeah, and the elders decide to send some of the younger people out to find a new spot because you need to move. Now, one thing they will have to know is can they move the elderly? Okay, is it going to be feasible for them to get a new location, or are they going to have to come back and just tell them you can't go? You're just going to have to fortify the place that you are at. Okay, and another thing everybody have to know, and you should teach your people now: basic first aid. I mean, you got to know basic first aid, or a small cut can kill you. So you got to know that. And another thing, like I said, if it's a total collapse, I mean, it's been a couple of weeks, couple of months maybe, and like I say, parts of the country is run by this group, that group, because there's a lot of militia out here, over 500 militia groups, and where I'm at in Cleveland, we're surrounded in all our states, and plus in our state with some militia groups. I mean, you got them all over the place. And then, like I say, you got organized street gangs, especially out in California, out south with Southwest. There's a lot of them. And like I said, the country probably be split into a bunch of city states. I mean, it'd be like Greece used to be. You know, every city has its own thing going on. But anyway, getting back to the point is that you're gonna have to make alliances out there, and money probably won't be any good because if there's a bunch of city states and everything is broke down, whose money is good? I mean, the U.S. currency is going to be no good because who knows what the other parts of the world is like. Maybe we the only one that collapsed. That means our currency is going to collapse. Or maybe they might decide to come in here and we all end up speaking another language after a few years because they done took over because our government has failed. But I'm just saying, but you probably have to use for money is the barter system. You know, a bullet for toilet paper. You know, a shotgun shell or two for some canned food. I mean, you're gonna have to do that. I'll talk about that later in the bartering system. But I just want everybody to know it's a new year, and you got to be prepared, be ready. It's not going to be pretty out there if things do hit the fan. You never know how or when it's going to happen. And I just hope that if it do, everybody be ready. I'd like to thank everybody.